17, and so on, okay? Okay, so what are the composite numbers? Composite numbers. Well, they are just not prime numbers, okay? These are not prime numbers. So composite means the number, so it's composed of prime numbers. So for example, 4 is 2 times 2. It's not a prime number. 8, 6, anything that's not a prime is a composite number. And you have to know the following fact, that every number is divisible by a prime. So every number must be divisible by some prime number, okay? So 6 is divisible by 2 and 3. 8 is divisible by 2 only, 2 as the prime number. 9 is divisible by 3, and so on. So every number is divisible by certain prime numbers. And in fact, you can write every number can be written as a product. I should be I should be a little bit more clear. When I say every number, I'm talking about every whole number, okay? So here you want to emphasize that I'm talking about whole numbers only, right? Can be written as a product of prime powers in a unique way. So what do I mean here? That every number can be written as a product of prime powers. Well, here is an example, okay? If I look at the number 108, is it divisible by 2? Yeah, so it's I can say that it's 2 times, let's say, if I divide it by 2, what do I get? 54? Okay, now 54 is still divisible by 2, right? So what do I get? 2 times, if I divide 54 by 2, 27, and then I can write 27 as 3 times 3 times 3, right? Which is the same as 2 squared times 3 cubed, right? So these are the prime powers. The first one is the power of 2, the second one is a power of 3. So every number you start with, every whole number, you can write it as a product of prime powers in this case, in this way. Okay. Another example would be 60, and I can write it as it is divisible by 2, and then I get 30, and if I divide 30 by 2, I get 15, and then I get 2 times 2. 15 is the same as 3 times 5, right? So I get 2 squared times 3 times 5. Okay. All right. Okay. We have another definition about the fractions. Remember, if I have a fraction, there are many different ways I can write the same fraction. The fraction half, that's the same as 2/4, right? The fraction half is the same as 2 divided by 4. The fraction half is also the same as 3 divided by 6, right? So the same fraction can be written in many different ways. So, but if you look at the number half, we say that half is written in the lowest possible terms, okay? So the number half is in lowest terms. So we say that a fraction is in lowest terms if the numerator and the denominator have no and the denominator have no factors in common. So I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So a fraction is said to be in lowest possible terms if the denominator and the numerator, they don't have any common factors, okay? So for example, if I look at the number 2 over 6, this is not in lowest terms because the numerator and the denominator, they are both divisible by 2. So they have a common factor of 2. Okay? So this is not in lowest terms. How about the number 1/3? Is that in lowest terms? It is in lowest terms because it's not divisible by the numerator and the denominator, they are not divisible by the same number. Okay, you cannot find any such numbers. So how about let's say 2/5? That's in lowest terms because you cannot, the numerator and the denominator are not divisible by the same number, right? Okay, you cannot find any number which divides both the numerator and the denominator, except for, of course, 1. Except for 1, okay? They have no common factors in common greater than 1, basically. Okay, it has to be greater than 1. So this is in lowest terms. So the one question is, if I start with a fraction, how do I put it in lowest terms, right? How do I put it in lowest terms? Well, I have to get rid of all the possible common factors. So some of the questions that you might see would ask you the following question. Say, reduce each fraction. Okay. Reduce each fraction to lowest terms. So for example, let's say I have the number 12 divided by 15, okay? Well, I should get rid of all the possible factors of the numerator and the denominator. Now, the best way of doing that is that you want to write each number as a product of primes, okay? Okay, so 12 is the same as what? 2 times? 12 is the same as 2 times, well, 2 times 2 times 3, right? And 15 can be written as 3 times 5, right? So I get rid of the common factors, 3 and 3, and then I get 4 divided by 5, right? So 4 divided by 5, that fraction is in lowest terms. Another example, would be, let's say, 6 divided by 42. Well, that one is easy. 6, does 6 divide 42? 1 over 7, right? Because 42, so this is 6. 42 is the same as 6 times 7, right? So 6 cancels out, you get 1/7. Everybody's okay? Say it again.
7. Cancel 1.
Cancel 1.
Why 7? Only 7.
Oh, this is 1 over 7. What do you mean just 7? When you cancel out the 6, when you are canceling 6, it means that you are dividing the numerator and the denominator by 6. So when I divide the numerator 6 by 6, I get 1. When I divide the denominator by 6, I get 7. Right? So that's why you're getting 1/7, okay? C. What is 4 divided by 40? 4 divided by 40. That should be easy, right? 1/10. That is, what did I do? I divided the numerator by 4, I got 1. I divided the denominator by 4, I get 10, right? Divide the numerator by 4, I get 1. Divide the denominator by 4, I get 10. Any questions on reducing to lowest terms? Any questions? Okay, so that sort of finishes section 2.1 and 2.2, okay? So the next thing that I want to do is section 2.3. So I'm trying to do 3 sections at a time, okay? If I cover 3 sections at a time, then we should be able to finish the syllabus on time. Okay, so the next topic is section 2.3, which is on multiplying fractions. Now,